if I had the ability to change this world, one main thing is you can have good people, bad people. It's not something to do with the profession, but who you are as a person. And even if you are a doctor, a lawyer, accountant, no matter what business you are doing, interpersonal relationships matter. I think HR and law it goes hand in hand because of this relationship that you have with people. All of us, no matter what we do in life, we have obstacles. Life is not a straight path, or it's not a bed of roses for everyone.
Welcome back to another episode of Techtalk360, unveiling one bite at a time. Today we have a very special guest who is none other than Senuri Munasinghe. Hi Senuri.
Hello, hi.
So Senuri is a lawyer and also the HR manager at H1, and also she is a quadruple degree holder, which is my favorite, and she also is a lecturer and a certified corporate trainer. So Senuri, how are you doing today?
Doing absolutely fine. Busy days, but I somehow make time for things that I love.
Thank you so much for making time for me.
Thank you so much for the invite.
So Senuri, let's just start off with who is Senuri Munasinghe?
Okay, so whenever someone asks me this question, who am I, who is Senuri Munasinghe, I think I've grown into a very confident lady, a confident woman who believes in her abilities, someone who is not afraid to dream. I won't say I am a simple girl because I have a lot of aspirations, lot of dreams in life, and throughout this journey I've achieved a lot of things amidst certain milestones. So I would say I am a confident girl, a girl who is not afraid to dream, and a girl who had to go through a lot of things in life because of certain personal circumstances, but a brave person, confident girl. Yeah.
Amazing, Senuri. So Senuri, the first question that everyone of myself and everyone in the team also, I asked them, how are you a quadruple degree holder? We are here thriving to get one degree, and so how are you actually a quadruple degree holder, and how did that drive come towards you, and how did you achieve it? That's like the main point that I want to touch on.
Yeah, so whenever someone goes through my CV, the first thing that they see is my educational qualifications. Even though I try to come up with a concise version of my CV, it's very difficult for me to cut off my educational qualifications, apart from the extracurricular activities that I've done in school, in university, and continue to do now. In terms of obtaining this quadruple degree, so I have 3 masters and my LLB, which is from University of London. My parents never forced me to go that extra mile. You know, parents, Sri Lankan parents, brown parents are always like, go ahead with your studies, pursue your passion, or go ahead with your education. So I was that kid who actually dreamt of doing something extra or going that extra mile, because I always wanted to be a unique person. I believe in this concept of unique value proposition. It's a marketing concept, but I applied it to my life being a lecturer. What I thought was, if I have the ability to change this world, one main thing is through education. Because of the other fields that I'm in, I think education has helped me out and it has made me a better person. So in terms of the masters that I've done, so I have an MBA that is from University of Northampton, MSc in Business Psychology, more into marketing, consumer psychology, and then Masters in Labor Relations and Human Resource Management, combination of law and HR, and my LLB from University of London. So what made me pursue this was my passion. No one ever forced me, especially my parents. After the first degree and after becoming a lawyer, they were like, you can do what you like, that's totally fine. But it was my drive, my passion. I had that inner drive from small days. Whatever I wanted to achieve in my life, I had certain goals, which was, I would say, it was not easy to achieve those, but because of the goals that I had, because of the aspirations, I actually wanted to go that extra mile and achieve it. So when I first told my parents, I actually started the MBA first, and then when I saw this advertisement from University of Colombo regarding this Masters in Labor Relations and Human Resource Management, I love law and HR. I still remember I told my mother, I really want to do it, can you finance it? Because I was doing another course, and I was actually sponsoring my education, and my mother was like, now enough, you focus on one master's, that's totally enough. But I remember I kept on nagging. This is not the usual scene when it comes to a family, right? But my mother's like, enough, because from small days I've done different courses, different diplomas, and then I made her understand I can focus on other things after completing my education. And my biggest goal was to complete or get more qualifications at a tender age. And I think as of now I have 17 qualifications. That is purely because I'm an ardent lover of studies, not only qualifications per se. Being a lecturer myself, I love reading things, I love going through or exploring new subjects. It's purely my passion. No one ever forced me. So my advice to you is follow your heart, follow what you're passionate about. Yeah.
Here is a man who imagined machines that could think. Today, we push the boundaries of artificial intelligence, creating solutions that shape the world of tomorrow.
So it's a very unique episode because I am actually the opposite of you, because I don't like much qualifications.
I know.
Many of, not many, but some people like the practicality and trying out stuff and all that. So I'm glad to have you here to speak up on this. So Senuri, if I just ask you, if I'm not mistaken, your first degree was the law degree?
Was a law degree. That also I did simultaneously because I got selected to law college, Sri Lanka Law College. So I did my attorneys and bachelor's simultaneously while studying HR at CIPM. So I did the professional qualification in human resource management. So back then also I was studying three things. University of London LLB, that is a UK law, and then attorneys, and then HR.
So if I just focus this question on the law side of it, so how much value has this law and working with different kind of people and getting into the law school, how has that add value to yourself? And if there is any story that you could share throughout that journey, what would it be?
First, I would like to start off saying, since I studied University of London LLB, that gave me a different perspective, because learning about laws of another country, it was really interesting. And then attorney Sri Lankan law, I wouldn't say it's totally different, but certain areas are different. It's quite interesting because of the case laws. So first I struggled in terms of identifying how to study, because University of London, the syllabus is different, and then you get the Sri Lankan law, it's totally different and very difficult to go through the cases also. So I developed my own mechanism of study. And in terms of answering your question, law is like the cornerstone of my educational journey. I think after taking oaths, that was my childhood dream, to become a lawyer and to be in the corporate sector. After taking oaths, I actually had the opportunity to appear in court, and I worked for one of the renowned civil law firms in Sri Lanka, exploring different matters and looking at personal issues of people, not at the law firm, but personally people used to approach me because of the background that I had, because I was into counseling, psychology, all of that. Interesting to see all these vivid experiences that people get in terms of say personal issues, marriage, then adoption, custody, maintenance, then apart from that a different world when it comes to the corporate sector, tax matters, to all these issues companies are facing. So it actually opened the path or opened doors for other avenues as well. So I would say out of all my qualifications, law was that qualification which actually defined who I am as a lawyer, because it's a professional path that you take, and on the other hand you get to help a lot of people. So I've been part of legal aid campaigns during law college. Also I was part of the law students human rights movement. I was part of the committee as well. So we had a lot of legal aid campaigns. We visited the prison, then we got that experience to deal with a lot of people coming from different backgrounds and stratas of the society. So I feel this is one of those professions where you can help out people. People have different opinions about lawyers, but whatever industry, whatever profession you are in, it depends on the people, because it's a cross section of the society. You represent the society. You can have good people, bad people. It's not something to do with the profession, but who you are as a person. So I just love being a lawyer. I love, more than any other qualification, any other designation, I love that term, you're a lawyer.
He spent his career inventing the tools, toys, software, and projects that popularized the view of computers as incubators of knowledge. We carry his torch, inspiring the next generation of innovators through innovative learning experiences.
Yeah.
Definitely, that's true. So, but I'll just touch upon the other qualifications as well. But I learned a lot from how you are a lawyer and stuff. But if we take from being a chartered HR professional, so what was your target there? What did you think that this would be the definition to yourself, and how did you pursue it, and any challenges you face, and if there's any story again that you can give, what could it be?
So when I started HR, I actually did not have a clear understanding about HR, simply because I was not exposed to that during our days. It was not that prominent, and HR was not a special subject. But what happened was, when I was pursuing my LLB, I sat for the law entrance exam also, and I got through that. My friend, who was an ardent lover of HR, she was like, I can't go alone, can you come with me? So because of her, I started that journey, and halfway through she migrated, she went to another country and she completed HR. I was fascinated about this subject, and while studying law, why I wanted to study HR was, slowly I got the hang of it. Whatever industry that you're in, whatever profession you're in, you have to deal with people, you have to understand people. Even if you're a doctor, a lawyer, accountant, no matter what business you're doing, interpersonal relationships matter. So that is one part of HR, but HR is a deeper subject when it comes to the corporate sector. There are different functions, from recruitment to training and development, and then I found this area where I love learning and development, training and development. I thought, because of my soft skills, I would be a good trainer. So while studying HR, after studying HR actually, after getting the professional qualification, so I had to undergo different stages. It was for 3 years. After that, I did the National Diploma in Human Resource Development. So that was one function of HR. So currently, it has helped me a lot in terms of exploring the day-to-day functions of my role as a managed HR at H1, from recruitment till the time employee leaves. All those functions, I have that experience and exposure. So the only part that I don't like is the compensation and the fear of the numbers. So there are things that people love and people don't like in life. So I am not that passionate about it. Not that I am not good at it, just that I don't like it. So there are different functions of HR, and being a lawyer, it has really helped me in terms of labor matters, in terms of coming up with like different subjects, exploring different areas, talking to people. That's what I love the most. So when you're part of HR, you get to organize events, to deal with issues of people. You get to know about people. So I think HR and law, it goes hand in hand because of this relationship that you have with people. So I am someone who loves talking to people, getting to know people, because of my extrovert qualities, I would say. So HR and law goes hand in hand, and I think I made the right decision by choosing HR as the complementing subject to law.
Definitely, both of us have one thing in common, is like we love talking to people.
Talking to people, yes.
So Senuri, there's this another question that I have to ask, is that probably all of us listening to us also has that question. How did you balance all of this? Like you mentioned, you did simultaneously the degrees, and now, like after that, you had so many stuff balancing other than doing the same thing. So what was that skill that you could say that you should, is a must-have these days when it comes to balancing tasks and skills?
Now, of course, when you go on YouTube, you find a lot of tutorials, all of that. But during my time, like I was not that exposed to YouTube. I'm not that old either, still in my late 20s. But I would say when people ask me how do you balance all of this, I would say planning. I plan like nothing before I go to sleep, hence why I have dark circles, all of that. I think, I plan, I execute it. So I do journaling also. What I do is, since we use phones nowadays, we can plan well ahead. I plan in terms of the days, the time, and I keep time for myself also. So apart from all of this, like apart from my full-time job, I do corporate training. I am a lecturer as well. So weekends, these days my students have exams, so that's why today it's a free day for me. But full time, Saturday and Sunday, I lecture. So how I plan it is, I get the schedule beforehand, and I go through my timetable before I sleep. That's something that I do. What is the plan for the upcoming week and what should I do? And I've never stopped studying also. I started my PhD a few months back, hoping to complete it in the upcoming years.
One more qualification.
One more qualification, and probably it would be the last, I don't know. But if someone asks me what is that thing that you can give as advice in terms of balancing and multitasking, plan well. First thing is plan. And even if you are not into journaling, just have a vision board or something so that you know you're working towards your goals. Even if you have to wake up early morning, sometimes when I do TV programs, they pick us up around 2 o'clock. Then when I see my vision board, oh, okay, so this is part of my goal. So you envision it, you see it on a daily basis, and that is what runs within you. So that is the second thing. And the third one is, just don't compare yourself with others. Even if someone else is doing like hundreds of things, if you can only balance 1 or 2, just do it, focus on that and be your best. So that is my advice, 3.
Definitely. So Senuri, if I just could add on to something, is that you have been practicing all those stuff that you mentioned earlier. So if there is any challenges that you have faced throughout these industries and everything that you have done so far, what challenges have you faced when you have found it hard to do some exams, or if there's an exam, we always tend to do it in the last moment. So any challenges like that you face throughout the journey?
Yeah, many challenges, I would say. I think our mind is the biggest challenge. Last week also, before ending the last session, I told my students, if you set your mind into something, you can definitely do it. And I believe in that. I believe in that because of my routine and whatever I've achieved in my life. All of us, no matter what we do in life, we have obstacles. Life is not a straight path, or it's not a bed of roses for everyone. There can be financial difficulties, there can be mental traumas, or there can be personal difficulties, personal issues, family issues. You yourself can be the biggest challenge for your own self, your mindset. So what I faced was first identifying my study pattern and study routine, because people learn in different ways. There's this model called VARK, which I came across few years back as a corporate trainer. Some are visual learners, some are auditory learners. After listening to something only, it goes to your head. That's why people listen to recordings. They record the session and they listen to it. Some are they need notes, reading and writing. And then the K of VARK is kinesthetic. You need activities to remember certain things. Identify your learning pattern or your learning method. Are you a visual learner or auditory learner, or you want to learn read or write? So first thing is identify your pattern. So I struggled in terms of identifying my method of studying. After that, I actually realized I have a photographic memory. Whatever I see, I remember. So that is my strength. So identify your strength. The second one is whenever you study, take breaks. So there's a technique called Promodro. Take breaks, 25 minutes. You study at a stretch, 5 minutes you take a break. Or you challenge yourself to study. If I study for 25 minutes, I get to do something that I love. Not that studying is not something that you don't like, but it's hectic or it's monotonous. So that can be the second thing. The third one is don't wait till the last minute. I always tell my students, but I know after decades of teaching, they study at the last minute, so I can't help it. But do a mind map. Have your short note. Short note is something, lot of Sri Lankan students, they don't know how to do mind map. Short note is something, and then after doing the short note, you take everything into one paper and you have a mind map. because how your mind works is, when you see colors, when you see more than text, colors, it goes to your mind. And I always tell my students that's how kids study. Because I started over as an elocution teacher when I was 15. I used to teach kids. I myself was a kid, but I was teaching kids, 3 to 10 age group. So how they study is they color, they see different colors, and your mind is vibrant. So it's not a challenging task for you to study when you see a lot of colors and this vibrance when it comes to your notes. So try out those techniques.
Amazing, Senuri. So Senuri, when I was just reading your LinkedIn, I found out that you have spoken to many people and conducted sessions on time management and women empowerment. Something I like to touch upon is that women empowerment. We see lots of global women leaders coming up. There was recently a podcast done with Kaushali Kusumpal, who became the director of Coca-Cola recently. Yeah. She was in my podcast as well.
Yeah, I saw.
So something that I would like to promote is women empowering and getting in these quite hard roles and stuff like that, and I'm featuring you today here as well. So what do you have to say on this, driving forward?
I'm an ardent lover of women empowerment. That topic itself, it gives me goosebumps, because when you empower a girl, when you empower a woman, you empower a society as a whole. Why I'm saying that is, our mothers are the backbone of the society, not that fathers should be left aside or left behind, but because of the sacrifices that they have made. So I think education is one important aspect when it comes to empowerment of women. And being a lawyer myself, I've experienced a lot of issues, or I've seen a lot of people going through personal traumas, issues, especially women, because of the stereotypes within the society, which is sad, because women go through so much in life, and people are there to judge. Even if you are too educated, people would say, oh, a girl should not be educated. If you are pretty and if you have reached a good position in terms of your career ladder, they'll be like, oh, because you are pretty, you went up the ladder. And if you don't have kids, then they will still say, you have everything, but you don't have kids. We are born to raise children, or we are born to give birth, which is a beautiful aspect of life. But why do you have those stereotypes in the society? So I believe in empowering women in terms of education, the financial aspect, and I had the privilege of grooming a lot of young girls when I was working for a certain company. The program was called Personal Advancement and Career Enhancement, a world-renowned program. I was a PACE certified trainer. So I did these trainings, financial modules, legal module, and then we have general in terms of health, and then in terms of motivation, all of that. It's interesting to see how women have explored different areas, even subjects in terms of like engineering, these fields such as law, because whenever people say, oh, you're a lawyer, you won't even be able to get married, you won't even be able to find a partner, all of that. These are thoughts that we should honestly do away with our education, and women have proven that. I am happy to say our generation is progressing. Our generation, not the society, our generation is progressing. But I think our parents or our forefathers, they have the responsibility of breaking down these stereotypes. But I don't think we would ever reach that level. But our generation has that responsibility.
This visionary gave the gift of literacy to the blind. His invention changed lives then. And we're thrilled to continue on from where he left off.
Definitely. So Senuri, we have come towards the last few questions of the podcast. So I would just like to ask you that, so if you come towards your journey, something I wanted to highlight is that, being a computer TV host and MC, which I like, seems so exciting as well. But some time back I went to a TV program, and when I sat there I saw so many screens, and I don't know which one to look at.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty hard task, and you have to, like you mentioned, you have to get up way early and come and do makeup and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So how was that journey, if I would like to progress? And I think pretty much there are some girls who have their passion to do that, get in front of camera and
Yeah.
be in front of TV. So if you could share that journey and how, I think it's pretty challenging thing as well. You
Yeah.
need to have some guts to do it as well. How was that journey?
I think that was a dream come true. I had that passion from small days, but my parents honestly did not want me to get into. I have to say is, if you're good at something, just explore different fields. So I used to compare in Sinhala and English, and it actually helped me. But seeing lot of cameras and lights, all of that, it was a different world and a different experience, but somehow I maneuvered over it. So my advice is, if you love something, just explore it and don't give up on your dreams. The biggest thing that we have is nowadays, lot of people, they think you have to have the looks. It's important, I mean, it's eye candy. I mean, when you see someone pretty on TV, you feel like watching that program, but this is one advice: don't take that shortcut. Do not do that. For short-term things in life, even if you have a goal, just take that difficult route. That is what I did. So I went for like lot of interviews, even TV screening, and they purely go for looks. I'm not saying that I look bad or anything, just that they give the chance for people who look prettier sometimes.
Is it like a standard?
It's a standard. Some TV stations I've experienced it. It's unfair. I've experienced it personally, so I'm taking full responsibility of what I'm saying based on my personal experiences. But what I always believe in is you have that education, get that exposure, and try out things in life. So even if it's media, use it properly. I'm on TikTok, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, but a lot of people ask me, oh, you're a lawyer, why are you doing all of that? Why are you on TikTok? Can't I explore what I love? I can, but have a limit and do that within your professional capacity. You can explore anything, even TV hosting, you can do that, and it's a lot of hard work. So many takes, recordings, even like live programs, no room for mistakes, no room. And then you have to multitask also while speaking. Your producer speaks to the earpiece, and you have to listen to that while focusing on the camera. Lot of things, but it's a beautiful journey.
Amazing. That's some inspiration and something unique I want to touch
Yeah.
on the episode as well. So Senuri, this last question I almost ask in every episode of the podcast is that if we turn back into Sri Lanka, in terms of all the degrees that you held, all the qualifications and the entire journey, what message that you have to give to the youth? And if we talk about the future of Sri Lanka, it's the youth that we drive in towards the future and we give on to them. I'm not talking about the politicians and stuff like that. But if there is that one message that you have to give them, and if there is something that we are getting behind of, what would it be?
I work with a lot of youngsters, the future generation of this country. One advice I have to give you is, do not leave this country. This country has so much potential. I know you're hurt. I know whenever your application is rejected and some politician's son or through a contact, someone else, when they get the job, you feel this country is not valuing you. No. If we leave this country, there won't be anyone to take this country forward, and our children will blame us someday. So believe in this country and the potential of this country, and believe in our ability to change the status quo. We saw it a few months back, and it will happen in the future as well if it continues to trot down that path. So believe in your ability and voice out your concerns. So that is what I believe, and I always tell my students, do not take the shortcut in life. So if the shortcut is to migrate, to do something, yeah, that's fine, but then this country needs you. Who's going to take this country forward? All these old politicians? All these uneducated politicians? No, it's you who can take this country forward. So give that to your country. That is the best thing that you can do.
That's definitely a message that we have to take forward. So thank you so much, Senuri, for coming into the podcast today. and I wish you best of luck in everything that you do, and there's an 18th qualification coming soon.
Yes.
So wishing you all the best for the future years, and if there's anything or last message that you want to give with the podcast, please do.
So I would like to thank your team for inviting me, because this is much needed, and I am amazed by this setup and all of that. I actually went through a few podcasts as well. So good luck for your team, and thank you so much for making me part of this endeavor. Wishing you the best.
Thank you, Senuri.
Thank you
See
so
soon.
much.
Bye.